love you, Benji.
Capretta. Come here, let me talk to you. Just slow down for a second. You walking all fast. Let me say something. She know that she bad. She got her own bag. She know that she bad. She got her own bag. I need that. I need that. She know that she bad. She got her own bag. She know that she bad. She got her own bag. I need that. I need that. Look, how you doing? What's your name? Hold up. Are you single? Any kids? What's up? Give you love, friendship, and trust. I know this all sound like a lot, but what?
Mic is on. You. What's good, my people? Kid Problem here. Surviving Newark podcast. We got the coach here today. If you don't know who's on the left of me, this is
Chrissy Cole, your favorite.
And who we got in the front? Who we got?
Coach L.
Okay, Coach L, man, I had to have you come out today. There's things that I feel like need to be discussed about our community, our youth, our people, the politics, everything. Yeah, so who are you and what do you do?
I'm Coach L, born and raised in Newark. This is my home. It's like it's our home. I was born and raised in the city, like I said. I'm a coach, personal trainer, an advocate for the city. I was told I was I used the word a pillar for the city. I've been fighting back and forth, not really with the city, but I've been fighting to make these kids great.
Before you continue on, can you tell them what you coach, like, teach the youth?
I coach football. I have a cheerleading squad as well.
Okay.
I didn't know you did cheerleading.
Right, I didn't know you did cheerleading.
That's new to me. Yeah, that's new. I thought you was just doing boxing.
No. We was in there working out. We was just
okay, all right. Because, that's how I met you.
Yeah. I needed you to come for whoever we had there. Like I said, it was a little bit of kids, but that went a long way for them little brothers in there. So
thank you.
Appreciate it.
Okay, so yeah, boys and girls, get with Coach L.
Right. So are you from Newark?
Yes.
Born and raised?
Yes.
All right. Tell me a little bit about your childhood, your upbringing.
Where do I start? It wasn't rough because I am the youngest of 6. I got 2 older brothers and 3 sisters. So it wasn't rough. I was spoiled in their mind. But my mother did give me what she could give me. She definitely was working hard. I think she worked at Continental for a few years. Ended up getting sick. And, God bless his spirit, but I had a man to come in my life to step up and take that missing father link.
Right.
That was your step pops, correct?
I won't call him a step pops. I learned that from what's his name, Steve Harvey. That it's like a step away. So he came in and did his job.
Okay.
Of course, being probably 6 or 7 years old, I didn't look at it at that.
Right.
Like I said, God rest his spirit. He had to leave this earth as a grown man for me when I turned to grown man, for me to actually find out, like I get it now. Like I shouldn't have disrespected him.
Right.
I should have followed his lead. But what I did learn from him is the work ethic, like how to take care of, he took care of my mother when she was sick. He made my mother quit a job. So that was instilled in my head, like I said, after the fact that he was gone.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right.
that's just a little bit of it.
Now, you said he was that father figure for you in your life, but did you have your actual biological father?
No, I didn't. I did actually meet him. He was missing. When I turned about 4, I think I met him for the first time. Anything before, I don't know. But when I was 4 years old, I met him. Mm-hmm. Later on down the road, when I was 9, I met him again. He was dealing with whoever he was dealing with. If I could just tell a story.
Do your thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
When I went to go see him, from what I can remember, I was there. Shout out to the brother that was there with me. We was in the house chilling out, and my sisters like really involved with cats, so it grew me to like cats. So the cat jumped out the window, right? So me being 9 years old, how boys do, we monkey bars and do the sideways climbing up the wall. I don't know if y'all know about that, but climbing up the wall.
He do that now.
So I was being a little boy, so the cat jumped out the window, and I went to go get the cat, right? Unbeknownst to me, I didn't know how crazy my father was, right? I just knew he was this short, light-skinned dude, Jerry curl, smooth, right? Always got different women, but he was a real smooth dude. So I jumps out this window to get the cat, right? When I get the cat, I put the cat back in the window. I turn around, my father's just standing there, like cool, like just like grilling me, no smile, no nothing. He just like, you want to jump out the window? Get your monkey back in the window, right? I'm 9, so I'm not even thinking nothing of it, right? I jumps back in the window, he comes back in the house, he sit me down, literally sits me down, looking at me, and he's like, so you think you're a monkey? I don't even really know this dude, you know what I'm saying? Right. I know he's my father, but I'm like, I don't even really know this dude, so I'm like, nah, so I just want to go get the cat. He said, now answer my question. He said, so you think you're a monkey? I said, no, I just went to go get the cat. Hit me. Boom. All I remember is getting up, getting up. My mouth all bloody. He knocked my teeth out. And make a long story short, on my way home, right, I will never forget walking out the building, and unbeknownst to me, it's on 4th Ave, right? I didn't notice till I got older, but it was on 4th Ave. When I get outside, my mother sitting in the truck. So when I get in the truck, I'm still crying. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to figure out, why is this dude at the truck at my mother's window trying to like pimp talk her, right? And I'm trying to tell my mother, like, Ma, look at my teeth. I never knew like how crazy this dude was. You know what I'm saying? But that's the story of that brother. Like, and I never seen him again. So
I got a question. How long did it take you to get over that? Did you get over it? Did you fully heal from that?
That's a good question.
That is good, because I feel like we don't ask the brothers enough
Because
about their trauma.
I know a lot of people that's still dealing with childhood trauma, and they don't even know they're still dealing with it. They don't even know they don't know what they're angry about.
No, for real.
So have you healed, brother?
Damn, man, you always about to make me cry for a second.
Nah, go ahead, let it out.
Nah, this is a real space. This is a safe space.
Did I heal from it? I think I did. But like we spoke a little bit before we got on. Let me.
Go ahead.
It's okay, brother.
Ain't nothing wrong with having feelings and emotions, especially as a man. I feel like men get told like you're not supposed to have feelings and emotions, and that's not fair, because y'all go through pain too, y'all go through hurt too. So I don't look at you and be like, hey,
You shouldn't have feelings. You shouldn't be vulnerable. You shouldn't nah.
Yeah, let me ask you a question. When I turned, I want to say 16, maybe about, I don't know, maybe between like 13 and 16. Like I knew, because I'm 30 now. I'm about to be 40. I still wear the scars. You know what I'm saying? Like this is why my teeth, a certain way, because he knocked them out. I swallowed one, I spit one out, is what I can remember, right? Because he knocked me out. 9-year-old kid, like he really knocked me out. But did I get over it? I believe I did, but I think I turned
angry.
Yeah, that anger and that trauma, like my kids came. Well, before let me say, between like 13 and 16, I got a phone call when I was at school. That my father died, right? And as a child, I didn't look at him as like, well, you hurt me and you owe me something. It was just the fact that I lost a parent, you know what I'm saying? So it hit me real hard. I cried about it. I got home. I don't know if my mother like stopped me from crying. I can't like remember exactly what she said, but it was something I didn't really want to hear. Like as like in a sense of, you really shouldn't care. but I didn't know my mother was protecting me from,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? But I found out he passed away. I cried about it. And like I said, it hurt me. So for a while, I don't even know if my mother know, but I held some type of like resentment to like you didn't really answer my question on, in the sense of why should I not feel a certain way?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But did it hurt me? It affected the people around me. Like my anger was like, you know what I'm saying? It was like.
How long did that last?
I probably until I had my last child, who's now 4 years old.
Wow.
5. Yeah, he's 4. Yeah. So 4 years ago. That's a good question, bro. Because I never even like, you know.
Even thought about it like that,
Yeah,
like.
yeah.
Because trauma is real. We carry this trauma with us, and we don't realize it stems from our childhood, and we bring it into our adulthood. It affects our relationships. It affects our work ethic. It affects everything ultimately but we don't see it. We thinking we just lashing out because we just got anger issues. Now we're angry for a reason.
Yeah, I had to go to therapy. I had to seek a therapist, a psychiatrist. I did group therapy for a while, and I didn't know I was still dealing with things. I'm just starting to just tell them like how I grew up and stuff. I have a similar situation I had with my dad, about some Popeye's chicken. You know what I mean? About me taking all of the meat, me taking all of the skin off of the Popeye's chicken. My dad bought me all of this chicken, and I just sat there and picked on it. And I seen him jump up, do a twist, and kick me right in my goddamn mouth. And I didn't know that was bothering me until, as a grown man. I didn't know until I went to therapy and I spoke on it. Yeah, and I had to get it out. And just listening to everybody else and what they went through and stuff like that, it kind of eased the pain in a way, because I'm hearing all kind of stories, all kind of things. And I feel like therapy, I know I'm running off, but I feel like therapy really helped me out a lot and just let me just vent on things I didn't know that was still hurting me.
Yeah. So how old were you when that father figure came into your life?
I was 7. I wasn't there when he met my mother. I believe I was home. I was living in East Orange at the time. And like I said, I'm the youngest of 6. So it was kind of weird for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, this new dude. I never seen my mother, like, with a dude. So this is new to me. I'm in my mother's bed every night. I'm laying on her arm. So I'm used to it's me and my mother. You know what I'm saying? I got my older brothers and sisters, but
then you had to share.
It's me and my mother. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I won't say it was rough. It was a learning experience for me, like, with him. Like I said, it ain't really like dawn on me, and I think this goes for a lot of us black men. Like it really don't dawn on us until like we're grown. Like I had to. Let me tell you like this, right? During that week, well, actually, probably 2 weeks before like he passed away, me and my brother would have conversations. Because I was dealing with, and we probably talk about that later, but I was dealing with like a transition of religion, right? I grew up in the church, and at this point in time, I'm married, I'm going through stuff in my marriage, and I decided to, read that book I told you, the Message to the Black Man,
right.
And it attracted me, right? So I'm like, let me listen to Farrakhan, see what's going on, because I didn't grow up listening. I didn't know what a Muslim was.
Right.
Like, even with around, I still didn't know what that was. Like we didn't like talk about Muslim this and that. I didn't know what that was as a child.
So you converted from Christianity to Islamic.
I wouldn't use the word convert. I would use the word curious. I was very curious because, like I said, I was going through something at home with the wife and children, and I'm like, let me just, let me try this. And the stuff that Minister Farrakhan was saying it was like all these questions I'm asking y'all in church, right? Here this black man up here that somewhat you try to like keep us away from. He answered all my questions. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, you know what? I didn't jump right in. I'm just like, let me start with the books. You know, let me read the book. I couldn't really understand Elijah Muhammad out of respect, but I understood Farrakhan, right? And there was a brother that was a part of the church I was in who was actually involved. You know, he started talking to me more. But I got involved, make a long story short, but getting involved meaning I had to stop smoking, I had to stop drinking, I had to eat once a day, I had to take all these classes, I had to wear the bow tie, I had to, you know, shave my beard off.
You had to discipline yourself in order to get right, basically.
You talking about discipline? I'm thinking like 35 years of me living a certain way, man, this is hard. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I could quit the smoking, I could quit the drinking, but the once a day eating, I was going through it.
Right.
Yeah.
But you know, it wasn't easy. But that kind of like taught me, like I said, it taught me how to like interact with, you know, black people, our race. Of course, it made me look at others a little different. But when I learned that this was just not about the Muslim religion, like this brother going to churches speaking and all this other stuff. I forgot what you asked me, so I don't want to.
Let me ask you something real quick. Do you feel like you finding the Islamic culture helped, you know, I guess heal from your trauma or bring forth your trauma so you can address it? Or you think that was just like all you kind of?
It was a learning lesson. Like I tell anybody, it's really not about the Muslim like religion. Dealing with the Nation of Islam, it teaches you how to be a man, and from the woman's perspective of it, it teaches you how to be a woman and a wife, right? No matter how the world is, I left it, but that stuff works. Like it works. You gotta be, like you said, it is discipline and pure commitment. Like it's like
it is.
It's like how I try to live now by having a covenant relationship with God, and that ain't easy. Like that is very, very, very extremely hard.
And to jump in, that's something I had to do. I see you went from Christianity to being Muslim. I went from being Muslim to Christian.
Wow.
And just getting in that Bible and just starting to understand things from a different perspective, and just, you know, getting into Christianity helped me stop smoking weed, stop drinking, I had a sex addiction, I had a pill addiction, drinking addiction. I was wilding out, and I felt like I was not only closing doors, but I wasn't getting as close as I wanted to God, and I felt like I was missing out on a lot of blessings because I was doing so much sin. I was committing a lot of sin.
Yeah.
You know, so.
And in your eyes, you're probably just looking at it like, I'm having fun, or how does society look at it, like, oh yeah, like, you know, I'm just enjoying my life. I'm turning up and doing this, but you lose yourself.
I started to realize, I said, maybe this is why things is not going the way I wanted to. And once I opened my eyes up and I started getting the Bible, I started hearing other people's testimonies of what they've been through. Because, you know, I've been shot in the face. I have had 4 suicide attempts. I've been through a lot of things. And I was kind of like going through that time of why he keep bringing me back, you know, why when things happen and I'm supposed to be out of here, I keep waking up. So what am I doing? And that going through all that kind of pushed me towards Christianity. So once I start looking up other people's testimonies, what they been through and things like that, I started to relate to it. Like, oh, he went through that. When he opened his eyes and this happened to him, oh, this was happening to me. And then it made me move different.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I look like I never did drugs before, but man, the Xannies, the Mollies, I sniffed coke by mistake. Like, you know, I'm dealing with trying to, you know, mess with the drugs, which I didn't grow up selling drugs. I was around it, but like nobody in my house like did. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm sick with the flu, and I'm trying to figure out why am I up all night smoking the wet. I done did it all just like you, bro. Drinking,
the Xannies almost took me out of here. I popped over 40 Xans, and I ended up outside of my car. Crashed my car up, had my registered gun, caught a gun charge, all kind of shit.
Wow.
Yeah, the last time I smoked that wet, I ended up at the baby mama house that couldn't stand me. Like, and at that point, I'm like, you know what? Yeah, it's but I mean, but for us as men, not to say be sexist or nothing, like, but us men, it's like you hear our story, and there's always that story of, I looked in the mirror one day. You know what I'm saying? I looked in the mirror one day. But you look in the mirror a lot, especially when you smoking weed, you drinking. So every now and then you go to say, I gotta stop smoking, man. I gotta stop popping these pills. But it went from like stopping the pills to now you got this weed addiction. You know what I'm saying? And the weed addiction is, some people may say it's not addiction, but you find out it's an addiction when you can't smoke. You get what I'm saying? When you can't smoke, it's a problem.
Man, let me tell you, one day. I always was running out of weed and just looking, but one day was special because one day I was looking, I was on the floor, hands and knees, looking for a roach I threw, and one day it just hit me. I was like, you know what, this is not it. Yeah, no. I'm looking for a little roach just to get one pull, and that moment it made me feel like a real fiend. So like, I was like, it just got to stop, and I just started to feel like, if I can't let this thing go, maybe I might be blocking another blessing for myself.
I wanted to say something because you guys gave y'all experiences. I actually grew up in the church, Pentecostal, too, yeah. And I was actually sexually abused by somebody in the church. So it made me question my faith, like a lot. It made me feel like, God, how I'm in your house and I'm being abused, by the person who is going to church every day and this and that. And so I got older and I kind of rebelled against religion. I actually was like, I gotta, I don't want to deal with it no more because it's not helping me. But then I got older and I started going through even more things like that. And I had to find something that I could just put my talk to, like somebody I could talk to. And at that moment, I just didn't trust nobody. So I finally was like, you know what? I'm going to separate the two. I'm going to separate religion from faith. And for me personally, that was the best decision, because I feel like people assume that because you're religious, that you're a good person, right? And that's not true. Not at all. You can go do something religiously every day. That doesn't mean that you're a good person, you have that good spirit. 100%. So for me, I started to go. I went to the Kingdom Hall. I've been to different church, the masjid. I've been just to figure out where was my place, And then I finally had to stop and be like, my place is with the Most High, with God. For me, no religion can master that relationship that me and Him have. Right. So I'm not going to pray to the religion. I'm going to pray to God. And for me personally, I'm still looking for a home that I could call my home in terms of religious. I mean, I could fellowship with my brothers and sisters even more. But I had to work on my relationship with God before anything else.
Right, because people will manipulate you from the mosque up front, the pulpit. They call themselves whatever, but they will manipulate you.
Absolutely.
And it is still happening to this very, very, very day.
Yeah, so I wanted to ask you too, because you spoke highly of your beliefs, and I see how passionate you are about it. Do you feel like it saved you? Do you feel like if you did not, find Islamic, that you would have continued down the wrong path?
Well, let me say this. Like I said, I went that route, and I backtracked, or backslid, because I ended up, leaving my wife. We separated. And I backslid for the past 3.5 years. Mm-hmm. So what saved me was, one day I'm just like, God, I don't know what it is. You know what I'm saying? I left the Muslim religion. I want to be spiritual, not religion. Right. So whatever you got for me, I mean, at this point I'm done. I done tried everything. I'm getting mental abuse from both ways, the church, the mosque. I stopped going to the mosque and left that alone. People stopped talking to me. Mm-hmm. But it was me. Like you said, you want to find the people that, but it ain't nobody else but you. Like it's like you and God. I don't even know why we talking about God on this episode. But
Surviving Newark can go so many different ways. Now we about to get into some of these questions, but we really wanted to get that feeling of who you are. So we wanted to just spend some time just finding out like where your head is at, your upbringing, what made you change. That's surviving Newark. You know what I mean? If you come from here, we want to know what's your story. You know what I mean? Part of that, and we got a bunch of other questions for you. But that's what I mean. If God was part of your story,
let me ask you a question. I went back to church, right? And this just happened a month ago. You know what I'm saying? I grew up in church playing the drums, so I was a musician. Now, I don't know if you know, but the musicians is the people that quote unquote mess with all the women in the church. But anyway, I go to church, I take my children to church, and I went to church just to go see my man play the bass, right? Because he's supposed to be teaching me to play the bass. Now, like I said, this just happened a month ago. I goes to church for that reason only, right? And like I said, as a musician, once you're done playing, you get your head down on your phone and you just be doing whatever, so you don't really pay attention to the word, right? Because of what you know about the preachers and the prophets and the event, so you really don't pay attention. And let me just speak for myself. I goes there, and like I said, I was going through something. I had just came back from, where did we go? I forgot where we went, but I went somewhere with a church, right? And in the midst of that, I just told myself, let me go out here with these people out of state, and let me just clean my life up while I'm out here with these strangers, right? Little do they know I'm in the room, I'm praying, like I'm staying away from people, but I was going through something, like, God, whatever it is, I just need you to clean me up, like, not for them, not for nobody else, but me first. Like my children, my children be a part of it. I need you to clean me up. Right. So I go to this church, and the pastor up there like stepping all on my toes, right? So I find myself, shaking, and it hit me, like, it hit me to where I'm like, here go all my questions being answered of, is raising your hands real? Like, is it gonna do something for you? Like, people laying hands, is that stuff real? And it happened for me. And since then, I ain't let up. Like, and when I say I didn't let up, I made amends to God. Like I said, I'm looking for this covenant relationship with God. So I'm like, ain't gonna be no more anger. Like y'all said out there, oh, you're in the quiet ones, you might flip out. That was me before that. Right? So I made amends to say, well, I'm not gonna let nobody interfere with what you got for me. So I'm not gonna get mad no more. I'm not gonna curse nobody out no more. I ain't gonna walk around with an attitude no more. And when I say that the devil has been attacking me, I mean literally every single day since that day I have been attacked.
So I want to ask, are you content where you at right now with life? Like, are you happy though? Or are you still like kind of feeling like the devil is attacking you? Is you letting it get a hold of you?
Well, the devil ain't gonna never let up. Like, he's never gonna let up, or we all in here be good. Like we'll still be doing whatever.
He be trying his best. I just be fighting. I'll be fighting.
So it's a daily fight. Am I content? I'm content because Elbadiah is not the same no more. You feel what I'm saying? Like I'm not the same person I was yesterday. I'm not the same person I was last week. And people test me, like just like you get tested. But they test me in so many ways. It's just like, I try to tell the next person, like, you don't understand. Like, the old me would have flipped out. Like, I'd have lost, I'd be in jail. Like, I had my little jail experience, and I thought that saved me 11 years ago, but it didn't. But my experience a month ago is what got me in alignment with God, and I will not let nobody else change that. And the proof is my organization, the people around me, the people, things that's happening in my life. That's the proof. So
I'm glad you mentioned that because
I'm not a Muslim.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to jump into. I'm about to start jumping into these questions. If you could change one thing about Newark, what would that be? It could be anything. It could be the politicians. It could be the mayor. It could be something to do with the schools, the kids, parents.
If I could change something in Newark, I feel like I'm being interviewed to be
You
the
born
man.
and raised, so you know firsthand what goes on in our city.
If
When
I
it
can
comes to your
change
head, the
anything
first
from
thing that comes to your head, like that you would want to see different.
But let me put that in. What would you change for the better? Would you bring back something, an old program? Would you what would you do?
Would you put religion in school? Like,
I wouldn't in that aspect. I wouldn't do the religion thing because
like
you run people away like that.
right.
Like, so I wouldn't do that. But what would I change or bring back? I would bring back the fact of kids going outside. Like, I know I'm not in the South Ward where things may happen different. Not to say the South Ward is just like crazy, but I never grew up in the South Ward.
I grew up in the South
I'm
Ward.
from the South Ward.
Like 14th Avenue, Boylan, South Orange Avenue, North Newark. So it was a little different, but like I said, I'm going on 40. What I would change is take the kids outside, like play jump rope, do the hopscotch, like go on these trips. Like for what I do now for my kids, like these kids never even been out of the state before, let alone some of them ain't even been to East Orange, and they from North. You know what I'm saying? But the riding the bikes, the meeting up, go play football against this block, go play basketball. I see Zoo Crew still doing their thing, and shout out to the Zoo Crew, but it's not the same all around North because you got a lot of kids, like my particular kids in West Side, probably don't know nothing about the Zoo Crew. Like, so it's more of a, do more promoting, even though this is the age of like the cell phones and stuff like that. It's easy to promote. Like, it's more of the adults that's the issue, right? If we could go back to the 80s and the early 90s and bring that type of stuff back, I would do that. Like, go outside, get your parents
But
involved.
do you think the cell phones kind of like ruined that, like social media, technology? Because you got to think about it. This generation is completely different. These young kids are way more advanced than, the kids that was growing up in the 90s, 80s, 70s. They being exposed to things that I wasn't exposed to 17, 18 at, 9, 10. So do you think that will work in today's society?
Would it work? I really don't know.
We need new procedures for these. We just need.
I think it's not even just the kids that need to put the tablets and phones down. It's the parents too, because I be seeing our like the parents, their kids be like, "Mommy, come on, play with me, or Daddy."
Oh, tell me about it.
And then the parents is just like this. No, I gotta send one more text
or
message. I gotta do this.
Or using work as an excuse. Like, I get it. We all gotta go to work, right? We all gotta go to work. But at the same token, as a mom or a dad, right? You saying you gotta go to work, right? So when a mom or the dad is not in the house, who are you blaming?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's really your job. Like, your job is to go to work.
You had the kids.
After work,
That's
right? What are you supposed to do?
That's
That's why I said, like, back in my day, like, we went outside. The parents that didn't work in the afternoon hour, they was outside with us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yo, let's go here. But nowadays,
there's no community.
the
Community
community
is supposed
aspect
to be
of it is
family.
gone. Like, it's gone, and nobody trusts each other.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's very true.
My next question for you was, is drug use getting worse, and why? Like, if you look around the neighborhood, are you seeing more people strung out, drug addicts, even, what I mean?
Well, I want to add to that. Since you work directly with the youth, are you seeing it become younger and younger that they picking up these drugs?
Right. Maybe I should have asked us the question.
No, I mean, well, if you want to, what's them things called? What's
Vapes?
If you want to call a vapor drug, yes, they are earlier and earlier.
Well, it's a gateway thing. It's like how they say weed was like the gateway drug. Even though it's not a drug, it's like it gets them to develop a habit.
They are putting melatonin in these vapes. I had a young kid who I was, I'm not going to say his name, HIPAA and all that stuff. He was like, man, he was challenging his mom about, smoking weed. He was like, I don't smoke weed no more. I'm just smoking the vape pen. It got melatonin and I like it. I'm like, so you smoking something that's gonna make you
what's wrong with his
you
parents?
smoking something that's gonna make you sleepy? Huh?
What's wrong with his parents to just allow that conversation to even happen? Like,
look, we was trying to figure out how to get him off the weed. You know, mentor him for some time, trying to get him off the weed. He's in the sports and stuff like that, but mom is just like in the preaching and stuff like that. She's heavy in the church, heavy in like doing things like that. I don't want to give too much information, but she has these conversations with him. You know, he sees his friends and what they can do and which they get away with, and he tries to do it at home.
So the first problem is he's a PK. That's the first problem. He's a preacher's kid.
Yes.
They different.
That force of your religion onto you and stuff like that.
You want to make sure the outside know, well, I ain't with the, you know, when we was young, 14, 15, 16, when you get like 16, 17, it's always like we did when we was young. Oh, I know. So if somebody's telling you something, all you saying is, oh, I know. You ain't listening, but it's, I know. So that's the answer you're getting. So it's kind of hard to get kids away from something they're addicted to, because you know, like we know, the weed is definitely addictive. So to keep them busy,
the weed is destroying them, and just like a lot of other kids, not even just him, a lot of kids, they like, another one of my questions was, how do we address identity crisis and peer pressure amongst the youth? Once they get around these friends that's smoking, they feel like if I don't hit it, maybe I won't be cool. If I'm not a part of this gang, maybe they're not going to want to hang with me. Some could be looking at it like protection. Maybe I'm going to get bullied if I'm not cool or down, or if I don't act a certain way. So that was going to be another one of my questions. Like, how do we address this? How do we let the young kings know that they don't got to be scared to be themselves? Because most of them got peer pressured into smoking. Now they feel like, I need this. This helped me with my depression. This helped me eat. This helped me with everything. Then they get there, now it's like, I can't let it go. Now they go to the outside world, and the outside world is making excuses for them. Like, you know what, you do smoke weed, but it ain't that bad. You know, you could be doing worse. You could be doing this.
I do feel like, you know what, like he said, the PK, like the preacher's kids and stuff like that. I think that sometimes they bypass that, like, their kids go through stuff too, because I guess they feel like, well, you got the Lord and you shouldn't be going through nothing, calling God. But sometimes our parents need to understand that their kids, you know, like, if you're getting bullied at school, he may not be coming home and telling his mom directly, like, hey, I'm being bullied, but it's affecting him and slowly is making him angry. So I feel like most of the time when you have children acting out of rebellion, it's for some reason.
Like, I can't really get too deep, you know. You know, some kids, they don't have that father figure around, you know, like, I didn't see them, like this, like, how can I put it? His father put his hands on him, so he don't really respect his dad, so that's not there. His dad can't just come around and be like, I'm gonna tell you this, he don't got no respect, and there was like some type of abusive shit going on, so his dad can't even be around. Now, his mom got a boyfriend, but they not married, so she don't want him telling him anything.
Right.
So now it's like, what do she really do if he can't talk to him nor chastise him? And when I say chastise him, not physically hit him or rough him up, but like your little brother, like da-da-da-da, because she like, you could be here today and gone tomorrow. So I'm not going to get his feelings, get him all loving you, and then you're gone tomorrow, and that's even more hurt. So they're kind of dealing with, he's trying to find out who he is. So I was trying to figure out a plan to disassociate him from the gang members. Oh, we got to get the other side. We got to do this. Trying to get him to stop entertaining stupid shit because he don't have to. You go home to a nice place. You got things set up for you. You got someone that love you. A lot of these other kids that you probably running with probably don't got that at home. They don't got no love. They ain't getting no new shoes. They ain't going to this trip, and that. But some kids don't see what they have. A lot of kids take what they have for granted, even a parent.
How can I say this?
So how do we address, you know what I mean, that he's one of them, that kid that's dealing with the identity crisis, peer pressure. I'm grown now. You don't got to tell me nothing.
So we like 16, 17?
15.
15. It's more of, in my experience, is letting him talk, like letting him get some things off his chest. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, all right, when I go home, right, no matter how it looks to you, big bro, but when I go home, there's certain stuff that I got to deal with that you don't know that I'm dealing with. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, the door's open. Like, if you got them, I would say, like, it starts with us in this room. Like, if you got them, but so much, but you just got to let him vent out to you. Like, I had a kid who was 11. I knew he was gangbanging. It's like I smelt it on him. You know what I'm saying? Like, the vapes, he was good one day. It was just me and him. I'm training him. He was good one day. He started to see other dudes come around, and I'm just watching him. You know what I'm saying? Because us as men, you got to put your mindset back to when I was 11. You know what I'm saying? And that's what most of us don't know how to do. We just looking at, we got to save him. No, you ain't got to save him. Put your shoes back in where he was at. You know what I'm saying? When like the gang stuff started when I was in school, right? You got to put your mindset back to where he's at and adapt and try to figure out, all right, where do I start? I'm going to talk to him, you know what I'm saying? He ain't listening, obviously, unless he going to smoke. Like, you can't beat him now saying, oh, bro, don't smoke. Just like they told us, don't do what we say. I mean, don't do what we do what we say, like with the cigarettes, right? Because it was cigarettes back then. But that man is like, this little kid still hit me to this day, right? He's playing football. He hit me all the time. Oh, thanks, Coach L, this, that, and the third. And I'm like, cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? You speak to me. I ain't going to give you too much, but you just speak to me. I said, so you banging now? He said, Coach, I've been banging. I said, so why did you lie to me 2 years ago? You know what I'm saying? He stepped out, like, let me know this, that, and the third, because at this point, 2 years later, he really trusts me now. Right. He didn't trust me when he first met me. Right. You know what I'm saying? So if we want to mentor these kids, let them talk to us. Like, don't ask what's going on at home, because I don't ask what's going on at home. I watch. You feel what I'm saying? Whether what I'm going through or not, I watch these kids. Like, I watch how your mother interact with you. If there's a dude around, I watch how he interact with you. If something goes wrong in school, I pay attention how mom or dad react. And that's how you take your steps, because it ain't gonna happen overnight.
Yeah, right. That's why I had to learn. That's why I had to learn of not to tell them what not to do, but to be open ear, just to listen, like what you're going through, and kind of like tell them what I had to do to get out of a certain situation. Because the shit that I heard them say, I've been through it. I've been through a lot of shit. I did a lot of dumb shit. You know what I mean? I ain't just wake up, oh yeah, dude, don't do this, and get on Instagram and start talking all this shit. I was an idiot. I was stupid. I made a lot of dumb mistakes. I did shit that, you know what I mean, just wasn't smart. It wasn't thoughtful. It was just like, just fuck it. I've been in that boat. So I try my best to, just like you said, get on a level and explain to them, like, yo, when I was doing this happened to me. Like, you don't want that robbery charge. You don't want to fuck up, hit the wrong person. Now they doing this. Now this person shooting at you. You don't want to go through that. Yeah. So I try my best to level with them, but that only go but so far. And you try to watch them, like you said, with the parents. I got other kids that I deal with. You know what I mean? They got the parent that want the best for them. Mm-hmm. I come in, I watch, I observe, I see how he talk to mom, I see how mom talks to him. Like, it's another kid, you know what I mean? His mom went the best for him. He like 12 or 13. He want to be outside. His mother don't want him outside. Now she got to change the way she parent. Okay, well, I'll just give him the cell phone and let him go where he want, and as long as he calls me, because if I don't, he's just going, you know what I mean, go out anyways, and I go to work. He's going to go outside.
I got something to say about that. So, we spoke about you having that mentor, and thank God you did, because, you had a traumatic situation with your father. Now, I do feel like me being a woman and me being a single mom as well with my son, I felt like I was compelled to protect him so much that when I did find somebody who was, capable of showing him that male role model, I kind of was like how you said, like, no, don't discipline him or whatever, because you could be gone today, here today and gone tomorrow. But then again, I also like listening to your story is opening my mind to understand that we have to, as women, as moms, allow, especially the ones that we feel like we could trust, to actually just be there. They don't have to put their hands on on the children, but we can't stop them from being a part of their life, especially if they have a good male role model in their life. Mm-hmm. We cannot be the reason why our boys are rebelling against that, that role model.
It's a lot of young brothers. Like when you really look around and really talk to different people in the neighborhood, a lot of these young brothers is coming from single parent households. You know, it's only mom, and mom is either dealing with Raheem from off the block,
right,
or he don't got that. You know what I mean? All he see is mom is dealing with somebody
multiple people, different,
that's in the streets that want to be gangsters. So before you know it, now your son think he's a gangster. Now what?
But that's why we have to be better as women too about who we bring. Like, no lie, like women nowadays find that bad boy stuff, so I guess sexy or attractive. But
he's a protector.
What is he doing? He's smacking the shit out of you. He's letting your kids see those things. You know what I'm saying? With role model, and then they be like, oh, this is cute or this is fun. But then when you get older and your child is doing that to you, now he talking back to you. Now he raising your hand to you.
You can't even address that topic with them because they're going to say, we don't. What else is out there in the community? We don't see no other men. It's only these kind of men.
We got Mr. L, Coach L, and we got people like Kid Problem.
I don't want to cut you off, but in that manner, I'm not a woman. You know what I'm saying? So I really can't speak for them. I just speak for what I know.
Right.
Women have to stop telling their sons what they did for them, because that crap don't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like as we've grown as young men and become grown men, that don't matter what you did for us, because you are our mother, period. Right. We gonna love you like we love you, period. No matter if I sneak out the door, because I snuck out the door when I was sick. I mean, I'm sorry, when I was 6 years old. Like, you know what I'm saying? My mother used to damn near have a heart attack coming to try to find me, because I just wanted to be outside. I wasn't doing nothing crazy, but back in the day, we rode our bikes all the way from 14th Avenue. I'm all the way by Southwood Park in East Orange. Not even remember where I'm at, but it helped me grow, because I wasn't thinking about how mad my mother was. Of course, she seen me whoop my behind, people laughed, but it was still, tomorrow I'm gonna do it again.
That's what the little boy is going through.
I'm gonna sneak out again. So in that manner, you gotta let them, like, not let them, but just be an open ear. You know what I'm saying? Like, and like I said, moms, you just gotta stop throwing in the boy's face, I do this for you, I do this. I don't care. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then you turn around, the hurt starts, makes you come out and say, well, your father ain't around. Strike one. Right. There you go. You know what I'm saying?
So
now
do you think
got
that us single moms are making our boys angry? Like, are we adding to the fuel to the fire?
I would say raise these little boys. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I got 4 myself. Raise them the best way you know how in the beginning, because if we having our kids young, 17, 19, 20, we're not grown men yet. Right. You know what I'm saying? We really just got out of high school. Like, and I see that all the time. Like,
that's majority of the neighborhood. Right. Everybody had their kids young.
Even when you 25, you still not ready. Right. You know what I'm saying? And women don't understand that. You got maybe 1 to 5% of men, black men in this world, who actually know how to be a father, right? So they deal with the manipulation that's coming from that mom. Oh, you a piece of this, you a piece. So now you're still messing this man up, and you messing this child, this little girl and this little boy. You're messing them up. So I wouldn't say take a step back. Just raise your kids the best way you know how.
Okay, and working with the youth, do you feel like parents are losing control of their children?
Yes. Clearly. Yes.
What can we do better as parents, not just mom, not dad, to, like, how can I say, like, ease the burden? Because it's not, well, let me retract that. It's not a burden. Our children are not our burden. But sometimes when, like, most parents nowadays, they're not understanding, like you said, our children are crying out for help. They want a voice. They want a safe spot. Even if your child is 6, like with my son, I noticed that once I gave him that space to really express himself, he expresses himself and tells me, like, hey, Mom, what you said hurt my feelings, and it made me feel this way. And before I gave him that spot, he just was always acting out. And I couldn't understand why. Like, he was 6 at the time. He 8 now. I didn't understand that even at 6 years old, he's feeling certain things. Even the fact that he don't have, his father in his life.
And I feel like we have a lot of young a lot of young guys. No, this is the other way around. A lot of young guys who got the parents that give them the safe space. Mm-hmm. I'm here, but they still angry about whatever they're angry about. Is it just the environment?
They need their
Is it just the environment, or is it just that they're growing up in one parent household? You know what I mean? Do the little boy, he just need mom and dad? Do the little girl need dad and mom? Like, is it impossible for a woman to raise a productive citizen coming from a bad environment?
I wouldn't say it's the environment. I mean, it's part of the environment, and not because let's say you go to one of these other communities, right? There ain't nobody outside. When the lights on, there's nothing but police outside, right? But you got that one kid that live in that area who's doing what?
Whatever he wants, right?
He come outside, he walking a certain way, he got his hat turned a certain way. But if you come down here to Newark, East Orange, you're not gonna see that coming from that kid. So it's basically like you always talking about, it's the videos. Like, it ain't mom's fault unless you're not asking him, like, what do you want to be when you grow up? Like have these conversations with your daughter and your sons, like, because it's not just boys, it's little girls too.
Absolutely.
Out here ripping the streets. So I would say be open with your children, include myself, because it ain't easy. And like I said, I won't blame the environment, because it is stuff in the city of Newark to do. Like,
I'm still blaming the parents too.
Free stuff, like, but you get so used to this free stuff when nowadays you gotta pay for stuff, right? Mm-hmm. Like my pro, you have to pay. Like, you gotta pay for this because it ain't free. You know what I'm saying? I done lost my family behind doing stuff for free, mm-hmm. right? So it ain't that, but you get these summer programs, you get involved with these summer programs that's free, but you won't wake up and take your child.
Right.
Like, even though when we was young, we went on our own, but nowadays you so fearful of what's happening outside, you still won't take the initiative to take your child mm-hmm. to these places. Why? I gotta go to work. So work is more important than your child being in these programs that's free. Mm-hmm. Like, you call your neighbor, or call your friend that you hang out with at the bar, or call your friend that you smoke weed with. Yo, can you drop my child this, that, and the third? Instead of trying to beat this man down, who obviously ain't around, mm-hmm. right? He called probably once in the blue moon. Forget that. Help your child.
Right.
So it ain't really the community. It's, like you said, the
parents.
parent.
Yeah.
This is all over the place. Do we need more black police in our community?
We need police that grew up in Newark, if it's Newark, that grew up in East Orange, if it's East Orange. Don't let these dudes from West something over there 20 minutes away to come down to try to police this city. Like, it ain't working.
But do you feel like the ones that do come from our city and then become police officer, do you feel like once they get that, I know I experienced seeing, people I knew become police officers, get that authority.
And they change.
And they just switch.
It's like they forget they came from neighborhood.
It's like they're too bougie or whatever. Like,
you know why? I got people I know that was police officers, right? I fought for some of these dudes, right? Some of these dudes actually ran on me when, like, it was time to really, like, make something happen, right? But now you got authority, right? So authority means I got this badge, I done took this oath, I done went to the gym a few times now I'm big, now I got my mind straight, I'm a grown man. Oh, yo, you used to talk trash to me in school, right? I'm coming right back to Newark so I could get on all you dudes. That's the problem. You was a punk in school, like, so majority of the punks that was in school.
Or the bullies.
Because there's definitely
the
some
ones that
good
been
cops
bullied.
out there that's like, there's some cool cops out there. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Absolutely.
There's definitely some cool ones, but I feel like
They
sometimes
get overshadowed.
I feel like the bad ones overshadow the good ones, and then I feel like a lot of the older heads frown upon becoming cops. Now you got the younger generation that's coming up. They're not even gonna want to be cops when they get older. So before you know it, we ain't gonna have cops that care or understand, because it's gonna be all of the cops from West Bubblefuck.
I mean, if they push the issue of, like, I see it a lot on my page. You know, somebody's always graduating. I gotta, you know, respectfully so shout out to my parent that just got her license or whatever you call it to be a police officer. Shout out to her, big ups to her. And she's cool. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't expect her to be different. She grew up from the hood, her family. So we need people like that to come back to our community. You know what I'm saying? That will, like, have, if you want to talk about the mayor, have the mayor push that. Like, push the fact of, yo, come back to the city. Wherever you at, if you born or raised in North, come back to the city. We need you to police this city. Not these other dudes, because they didn't grow up here. They don't know how we move. They don't know
They
how
looking
we
at
talk.
the news. They
Right.
thinking that
You
we
know what
are
I'm
what the
saying?
news promote. They think we are what Instagram promote.
And a lot of us
Then they
ain't.
end up shooting us, thinking that we are so quick to do this or
Yeah.
react, or, you know, it makes us look bad.
And it's scary now because there's little jokers out here, like, with hoodies on, and they walking around with their hands like this, and it looks like a gun. So you just making it worse on yourself with these masks. It's like back in the day, masks meant, oh, this fool about to rob me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got to protect myself. But nowadays is, what they call it? Like, what's his name? The one that's locked up now?
Push icy.
Yeah, they call, like, that's stupid.
And, you know, that's the thing. That's how they got so much of a hold. Everybody fight me on this. But I'm going to stand on how I feel about this. Social media, these rappers, entertainers, they have an influence on the younger generation, because
100%.
they got the phone right here. Oh, if I go and make a drill song, I could make it. Oh, who pushed me to school? Oh yeah, let me talk about him. Yo, little rah-rah from around the block. Da, da, da. Now his brother heard it. Now he like, that's a fire drill song. You want to let them diss you like that? We got to do something to him. Now you beefing with the other side.
beef.
Now, you know what I mean? It's what they looking up to. They think this is cool. They think it's all right to join gangs. They think it's okay to want to bang on the other set and talk about it online. They think it's okay to post up pictures. Look at me, I got a gun. Look at me, I'm in the stoli. So it's like, I call it glorified crash outs. You know, they happy. Like right now, they having an issue at Peshon. You know, the kids coming to school with ankle monitors, and it's like a badge of honor. Look at me. Yo, you know how I got this, bro? Because, you know, you heard about that car that crashed into you. That was me. They happy about it.
I'm gonna say it, and I don't care if it like really like becomes in like a what are you talking about? You know what's happening? Some people who was involved in gangs, like going around on Instagram saying, "Oh well, we do this for the youth, we do this for the youth," bruh.
Talking about these activists.
I've been doing this a long time, bro. Like, I haven't
You
reached.
ain't even see them.
I
Where you been
haven't
at?
I done reached out to some of y'all. So what it is what's gonna keep our streets safe, right? If you was banging Blood, Crip, Grape, or Nieta, or Latin King, bro, you 35, 40 years old. Why you still doing this? Like,
And why you exposing that to our youth?
it's like, there you go. So I gotta. So if you gonna promote that you doing stuff for the youth, do stuff for the youth. You know what I'm saying? Like, show your face at these parks where, man, yo, a few years ago, it was like so many fights in Westside Park. Like, repeatedly. You know what I'm saying? I had to break up fights. Grapes, this, and Blood. And I'm like, what are y'all talking about? I didn't even know what was going on. Big old fights. You got 40, 50 kids coming down the hill for one kid. fights, like real fights. But then again, you on these Instagram and these Facebook posts promoting, bro, you almost 40 years old. Stop the throwing up the sets, you know what I'm saying? Stop sliding these little bags to your little homies, and bring them to the park. It ain't got to be football. You got the boxing gym, you got the football, you got basketball, you got baseball. Start a team. Like, you ain't got to join a team. Start one.
It give us such a bad rep. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Where I work is predominantly white, Caucasian people, and like when they found out where I was from, they were like, "Oh, you from Newark?" And then I'm like, yeah. They was like, oh, ain't you? Like, I don't go to Newark. Like, like I stay away from it. It's bad. I'm like, it's not really that bad as that they make it seem.
Yeah, but you got all of these young guys that's trying to make a name for themselves, and they get up there and they make it look terrible. They'll go on these interviews. I seen a few interviews. They put on a ski mask. They either got their gun tucked or whatever, and they act like they're in the most horrible spot.
And
of the
why
world.
y'all still wearing? Why they wearing hoodies now at 100-degree weather? What is going on now?
But I feel like everybody want to be or this tough guy. Everybody. That's why I continue to do my character Tavon. So when they see it, it be like, damn, he acting like me. I look stupid.
Right.
Like, I'm not doing this to mock nobody, make no fun. I was dumb too. You know what I mean? I needed a reality check. I wish it was somebody on social media like me showing me how stupid I look. Yeah. Maybe I would have said, you know what? Let me stop doing this dumb shit. And some of them do hit me up and be like, yo, kid, that was me. Yo, I stopped. I didn't do this. Some young brothers, I talked to one young brother on the phone with him for like 2-3 hours. He's sending me guns. Yo, bro, they killed my brother, bro. I gotta do this, bro. What you think? All this shit. I got on the phone with him, like, yo, bro, chill. I got to say everything I can in my power to get him to ease back. He don't do it. Now he called me like, yo, man, I didn't even do it, bro. Like, you really helped me not do that. I was really going to do it. Or some brothers that hit me up like, yo, drill rappers, dudes that's talking all this crazy stuff. DM me. Yo, bro, I'm suicidal right now, bro. Gotta tell him. Like, I know I'm about to go everywhere with this. So, like I keep saying, some of these dudes are hurting.
Yeah.
These dudes are hurting. So you think all of this shit they say in these bars and stuff is so cool and tough, but they hurt. That's why they can think of it.
Yeah, you're right.
They hurt. And nobody is making no platform where as though, come on, bro. Let's talk.
It's like how the Rod Waves, how he has like all that depression music and stuff that he be promoting. Yeah, recently he was on social media just like blast, like going off. Like for a lot of people was saying for no reason, but I feel like all that hurt was finally coming out, And I think like back to where I asked you, what helped you? Because we have to be able to not just provide sports, maybe even teach the youth about a higher power so that they can have something to look on, up to if they don't have that male role model or female role model in their life.
Yeah, you're right.
Because we're lost. And if we can't help ourselves, how can we help our children,
Mm-hmm.
And
I don't want to cut you off, but mentors, I think, like you, brother over here, like mentors, instead of trying to do it yourself, like even in life, like, and I'm just learning this at 39 years old. I was always the one to try to like do things on my own, but you can't do nothing by yourself, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So mentors really need to get together. Like, we ain't always got to meet every week, but if we can meet every week because we right here in the same city, we got to do this thing together. Like, so if a kid can't be reached this day, you'll go call my man over here, go call Coach L, go call one of the other dudes that he ain't got to be a coach, but he know how to, he done been in the streets, call him. Like, we all need to come together instead of this, because it's still separate. You know what I'm saying? And
another, not even to cut you off, when it is somebody in the community that's trying to do it, we don't support, we don't congratulate, we don't show them like, yo, bro, you doing a good thing. You hit me up, what I mean? Come on. You notice what I'm doing, like, yo, you doing a good thing, come through. Right. We should have something in the community where everybody could come through that want to do something. Why are we not trying to all get together? You got him over here, I'm not going to say his name. He trying to do something positive for the community. He trying to do something for the positive.
All separate.
But why we all can't come together? Why is it so much politicking with us coming together to all do something good for the community?
I want to add to that real quick.
Every man for himself.
Do you feel like being from Newark, you like it? we don't support each other, like we on like that, you know, like that hating. Oh, if Coach L doing it, I'm gonna go do my own thing, but better. Like I'm gonna do it better than him.
Yeah.
Do you think that like haters?
Yeah,
Like,
It's like, I don't know if it's crabs in a barrel or what it is, but I know it's people that's on the same type of time that's probably even doing better than me, but they see I got the platform and they don't want to get me on it because they thinking, oh, he gonna steal the shine. He gonna make us look bad. He gonna do that. No, let's just all come together. So if I got a little of the platform and you doing more, let's come together and we can make it big.
Exactly.
But they hate
don't
me
look at
for
it
it.
like that.
It's this is something that was taught to us 100 years, 400 years ago to hate each other. You know what I'm saying? And I will speak from my experience. I'm not even gonna call out the league, but like football, I was always like one, and I'm not gonna say like nobody else do it, but I was always one to like reach out to try to help because somebody helped me. You know what I'm saying? But then again, it's like with this football thing or basketball thing, it's like, all right, well, we could get, we got 50 kids over here on this team. Like, let's just say a 10U, the kids that's 9 and 10 years old. We got 50 kids over here, right? But we got Coach such and such over here who only could get like 9, right? Why would you think this brother over here, right, who got 50 kids won't tell the parents, listen, we got too many over here.
Right.
Go over here. You know why we don't do stuff like that?
Because it takes away from their money, from their pocket.
It takes away, exactly, right? And this has been going on
and we
since
could all be
started.
eating together. Literally, we could be all eating together.
But it ain't about eating if you put it in your pocket. It's about, I need this money, bro. You feel what I'm saying? Like, and then when game time come, you got mom and dad screaming, why my son ain't on the field? Like, I tried to send you a little shot to say, all right, yo, you come over here this year, you go back next year. But you want to, it's about
like
these, it's the adults in competition with each other. Oh, my program is bigger. So what? You know what I'm saying? Like I said, like he said, I've reached out to him because I'm like, bro, I'm not a talkative person, but I see what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? I see what you're doing. My whole program ain't even here today. I got like 5 here today, but you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'll figure it out for you to come back when there's more, but I got 5 here today. If you can reach these 5, let's make this happen. You feel what I'm saying? Because I'm not about like, it's like the crabs in the barrel. If I see you going up, nah, man, let me take his leg and pull him back down. Like, but it's so easy to make a phone call to say, bro, let's meet over here. We ain't gonna do nothing crazy. We're just gonna talk to the kids, put some knowledge in their ear, and we're gonna go home.
And look at this. Since you did that, it gave me more like, I don't know, more. I can do this. But he called me. Then after that, then I went to this school. Then I went to this school.
So
this school.
It reset your fire, like that burning.
It not even reset. It kind of set it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, that was one of, because you asked my manager over there, that was one of the first ones I was like, I told you, I'm like, yo, I'm just now starting to get out there, go and talk to the kids and stuff. It's all new. Even when I go now, I'm probably like over 10 in speaking engagements, but I still feel like, oh, I could have did that better. But, you know what I mean? I do still appreciate and thank you for giving me the opportunity,
No problem,
whether
man.
it was 5, 4, 2, or 1. You know what I mean? Yeah, that kind of set the fire for me, and I kept going. I've been to Pet Shine, Team Academy, Hawthorne, just all over, and that kind of like started it. So I do appreciate you saying, you know what, come on.
Yeah, absolutely, man. This is why I'm here. Like, if like I said, I learned that from reading that book. Like, the black man is kind of like hard to please, but if we could just take a step back and understand, bro, you look just like me, man. Like, you look just like me, so let's do it together instead of pulling us down, because the more of us it is, the more kids we can save, because he can't save everybody. Right. I can't save everybody, but the ones I can't save, they're going to follow him. You know why? Because he out here moving around, so they like him. Forget what Coach L said, but let's go over here. But you don't even realize, bro, this my man right here. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it coincides with what we're both trying to do.
Yeah,
Do
and that's
you
what
ever-
we
Build
need
these
more
youth.
with that mindset. So we need more to read that goddamn book.
Right.
Because like even when I was out and I did the skit, what was that yesterday? We seen a couple kids over there, selling their waters or whatever.
Yeah.
I was going to support them regardless,
Right, right,
but I was
right,
like, my man's was like, call them over, call her right there. We going to do this. I got an idea. Let's do it. We called everybody over, and the young dudes was like, yeah, man, I see you all the time.
Yeah.
I was just watching. We
It
was just
felt
talking
good,
about you.
wasn't it, right?
I'm like, this little dude, you about 12. He talking about you know me.
yeah.
So, like, just that, I thought of that off of you just saying, like, you never know who could reach them. And if we
Right.
all come together, now we all reach them. This social media game, it's not easy to figure out.
Yeah,
it's not easy
work,
to just
man.
go up there and make a platform for yourself.
work.
I'm even seeing it with Surviving North. I'm still trying to learn how to make
Right.
this podcast blow up. It's not easy as, Instagram or just making videos and the
Or
long
promoting the negativity.
Yeah.
I,
So
I would say, I don't mean to cut you off, but
No, you good.
I would say, the kids that you dealing with, I got a few myself, even the ones that's on their way to high school, right? They Bloods, they Crips, they Grapes. Let's bring the different sets up here. Let's see what they talking about. Put them right in these 3 chairs, and let's see what they talking about. You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't about to wild out here. You want to get this stuff off your chest. You feel what I'm saying? So we'll talk to them before they come. We want y'all to express yourself. You know what I'm saying? Be open. See how we can help you, or how you want to help yourself.
And they might, by
That's the
doing
only way
that,
we
they
gonna
might
know.
actually figure out that they have more in common than they think that,
You know what it is? Because like I tell them all the time, I said, bro, I went to school with Crips and Bloods, right? These still my homies to this day, right? Even though like we when I had our fights and stuff, but these still my homies to this day. You know what I'm saying? It's a dude I went to school with. I never said a word to him, right? He probably wasn't, but I never said a word to him in school. We speak all the time on Facebook, bro. What's up? What's good? What's going on? And I know he'd be like, this dude ain't never said nothing to me in school. You know what I'm saying? Like I went with his cousin. He never said nothing to me in school, but we grown men now. Like the gang stuff is out the
That
way,
stuff
but
don't matter
the
no more.
respect is there
Right.
now because, bro, I know you from the football team. I was banging. I'm from this way. You from over this way. But look at us now. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's nothing for us to get together and help these children. It's just about who it is.
Do you ever feel like not necessarily like, how do I explain it? Where does your like that motivation come to continue to want to speak to the youth or reach the youth? Do you ever feel like the parents might discourage you from doing it? Because some parents, when you try to teach them certain things or try to point them in the right direction, these new parents nowadays are, don't tell my kids nothing, what are you doing? Now I don't want nobody in their head. Do you ever feel like maybe like the parents how do I say
do
it,
like stop the kids from getting like that role model?
Yeah,
If
like, do you
the
ever
mother-
feel like you should just give up? Because what's the point if the parents ain't, encouraging them, or
That's a
if,
tricky one right there. He like, I don't know.
Bro, every day, like every day. But I wake up with like passion. Like I'm in the shower, I'm talking to myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm encouraging myself because we all human. You know what I'm saying? So I would tell every parent that's watching, or the ones that would listen, even the ones that come out there, I'd be like, well, at the end of the day, you made one choice, right? And the choice that you made today was to bring your child or your daughter out here, right? So obviously, you want to do something right for your child, right? So for you to turn around and try to like backfire over money or the way you hear, you know what I'm saying? It's just all the respect on how you talk to a child, but you got to take a step back, especially if you don't got that man in the house, or for a man, if you don't got that woman in the house, you got to take this step back to realize, like, all right, well, I do need help. Like I said, we can't do nothing on our own. The more people that's involved, the more better it's going to look, it's going to work. We're going to make this happen as an adult, you know what I'm saying, to where these child will later on say, just you know what I'm saying, the people that we had in our lives, we may not have heard all of them, but we're going to remember what a few of them said. Yo, I looked in the mirror and this had to do this, that, and the third. Because whatever you say to a child, it goes in one end, go out the other, but we got to pass. It got to pass your brain, you know what I'm saying? So at some point,
Something gonna stick.
Something gonna stick. You feel what I'm saying? Like, even if kid ain't tell me. Well, I heard Coach L say the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So when I leave here today, something come up. I heard them. All right, let me not make that left turn. You know what I'm saying? So today you done saved yourself.
Right.
So like I said, 2 years later, 3 years later, like we can't rush these kids because it takes time. You know what I'm saying? God takes these kids through what they need to go through. Sometimes we in their way, sometimes we not in their way. You know what I'm saying? So we can't really like force nothing like that. I got a friend who's a school teacher, and we had a discussion the other day about the presidency, which we're not going to talk about, but we also had a discussion about these kids. She said, oh, well, I teach kids about the slavery. Nah, it's 2024. You know what I'm saying? I don't even want to hear that. It's 2024. Let's talk real life. You know what I'm saying? Talk about like stuff that's happening today, because 400 years ago, it ain't really teaching us nothing, especially with these kids today.
So do you think that maybe we should add certain, like maybe that subject to school? Like maybe like, what is it, like, what kind of class would you put it as? Like,
Do you think we should tweak the curriculum?
Yeah, basically, like, do you feel like we should add
self-improvement?
There you go, perfect self-improvement classes, so where instead of forcing them to be like, hey, go learn the something that they don't want to learn, versus something that they can use outside of school. All these curriculums, if you think about it, algebra, calculus, if you're not going into those fields, you don't really use it, right?
Yep.
But they're not teaching our youth about how to financially become stable. They're not.
They're starting to do that. I don't know what town, where that's at, but I don't know if it's Middlesex. I don't even West Side. They about to implement what is it? Financial literacy. But a lot of people was telling me like they went to school in South Orange and they actually had a financial literacy class that they had to pass in order to get out of high school. I feel like, is that in all the schools in Newark? Why is it not? Why predominantly white neighborhoods have more extracurricular activities and different things to help them with life versus our communities? Why property tax should determine whether they get good education or they get bad education, they get good education, when it's all coming from the government.
It's the same reason why when you get these guys, I'm not gonna be racist, but I mean blacks and whites, when you get these guys, I heard an electrician say one day, right? Not too long ago. He said, man, this is Newark. What the hell do they care? Like,
I've heard that before.
You understand what I'm saying?
I think we all heard that before.
It's the same thing. So you got these teachers who come in, who got the BAs and all this other stuff they went to college for, but it's like, these little jokers from Newark, they don't care. And they coming in here showing us that they don't care, so we ain't about to teach nothing. You always got one teacher that you remember, right? Instead of all of them, you got one teacher that you remember. You know why? Because they was actually trying to teach you something. Like, I got a brother, God rest, a teacher, God rest his spirit, Mr. Woodlock. He was solid from East Orange. Solid black dude. You know what I'm saying? Straight up solid black dude. But they try to get him out the school system. You know why? Because he was teaching us what we really needed to know.
And, me and you are around the same age. So I know for a fact that you experienced, like, seeing these, people from outside communities come into the schools and then pretend like they're teaching us. They actually really did to get a check. A lot of them would just allow us to run wild because they know that, they're from Newark and I'm not going to take this serious. But that I actually found out that they get paid more to teach in our city than they do in their own community.
Yeah.
That one I didn't know that. You put me on with that. Yeah, I didn't know that, and that's fucked up. And like I was talking to someone in one of the groups I used to go to, and she was telling me back in the day in Jersey City in class they used to watch TV. They used to watch all kind of shit that was on TV, and I'm like, yo, that's what they allowed back in the day? She was like, yeah, the 90s, we used to be watching TV in Jersey City. I'm like, damn.
Listen, they do that now. I had to take my son out of public school because every time I asked him how was his day, what he learned, he just said he was watching movies. I'm like, what? But then,
Everyday movie day.
But then the teacher got the nerve to just be like, oh, everybody in the class she thinks has ADHD. Like what?
I blame parents for that because I like I said it still happened to this day. Like I'm never gonna speak names, but I got congrats. You know, my man Zay, like he was around, so I really got congratulated on, like, cause it was these two little dudes who was brothers. They was some wild little jokers, right? But me, I'm like, I don't believe in that. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe that they wild shit, because when they out here with me, I got them locked in. Like, and I said, I'm just talking to them calm. I'm just telling them what to do. And I said, one of them tried to curse me out once. I got down to his level. I ain't saying nothing crazy to him. I just looked at him. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, who you talking to? And that's only just from him not seeing a man, like, say, bro, who you talking to like that? I'm not playing with you. And you got one of the other kids like, yo, that's Coach L. You. But now these are some successful young men.
I'm not going to lie. I'm going to snitch on myself. I'm going to expose myself. When I first put my son into sports, like I said, it's just been me and him most of his whole life. When I first put him into sports, the coach was very like, hurry up, let's the fuck go. And I'm like, damn, my baby's still, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's only a kid. But then I had to realize, and I had to be like, you know what? You becoming that meddling parent that is going to actually backfire on you. And I said, you know what? Let me just let him go and see how he handles it. And it wasn't that he was cursing at them. He just was he just was talking very aggressively. But I ain't gonna lie, that's what my son needed, because after like that season, his first season, something switched in him. Like, on top of me talking to him, he got to see that male role model, and he got to see, like, because the coach always would be like, if my son act up in school, I'll be like, I'm going to tell your coach. He'll be like, no, don't tell the coach, no, don't tell the coach. I ain't going to lie, I was using that for a while, because it was the only thing I had, and he respect him a lot.
And like he has says.
My son is 8.
8?
Yeah. This was actually his first year playing. I put him in football and weekway, where they was just teaching him how to catch, but this was his first year playing an actual sport, like, so he played baseball at Brentwood.
And I could say, like you had said, the kids do sometimes need a mentor outside of the home.
Yeah.
Right.
Because, you know what I mean, you can have a great mother or a great father, but sometimes they just need to hear some of this shit from someone else.
A different perspective.
It's in the same realm of having a coach that's your father. Like, it don't mix, right? That's like when I went out to PA to go see my son practice, right? My friend took me out there, so she like, oh, why did you go? I said, no, I'm not gonna go out there because I want my son to pay attention to his coaches. You know what I'm saying? I don't want my son to start doing, and shout out to my son out in PA. I don't want my son like doing anything different because he see me. You know what I'm saying? I said, I want my son to see me after practice. Like, I want to see him give his all while I'm not looking. You know what I'm saying? So even if he's not giving him his all, I still don't got nothing to say to him. I just want him to know, bro, you ain't me. I don't expect you to be me. But, bro, you got a dog in you that you need to unleash, right? And that's all I need to say to you. But your coach is going to coach you. But that father...
That's support. That's what we need too. That's what they need. That just, all right, you know what? No matter what you want to be, who you want to be in life, I'm gonna love you and support you no matter what. Yeah. And I think that goes far, especially with these kids, because they, like he said earlier, we have so much social media as influencing them, and I don't know about you, but you ever had a thought about something? Let's just say you be like, oh, I need a new sofa. And next thing you know, the algorithm on social media just pops up with a whole bunch of sofas and stuff like that. Yeah,
it's that green light that's actually on both my phones now that be listening.
Exactly. Yeah. So there's times where our kids are going through so much depression, right? And then they see these...
It'll feed them way more.
Yeah, it feeds them so much more. You got the memes, you got the little skits, you got, like how he said, you know, and that's why... Kid Problem is part of the change, because he's allowing these kids to see how foolish they look, you know?
Yeah, I want to kind of like make it a joke in a way, like, come on, let's learn together, let's grow together, you know what I mean? This is foolish, you know what I mean? Let's both pinpoint it and just try to work. That's why I got all of these highlights on my page. Like, you go to my page, there's all these different highlights. When I started to realize certain things, like the social media, the prison, how, you know what I mean, it's people that own these prisons, and it's people that I meant to go on this. Miss Reese said the black community is suffering the most because we have no unity. All the immigrants come here and make it happen. How? By working together. Everybody want to lead and nobody want to follow. History is still important, but I do agree that life skill courses need to be incorporated in the curriculum. Financial literacy, health and wellness, real physical education, psychology, etc. Boys need male presence in their lives. There are things that a woman cannot teach a boy.
I agree.
To be a man. That's the meta in the AI generation. Yeah, they got control over the youth right now, because you know, if a lot of these kids are coming from single parent households and the mom is going to work and she's busy, you know, who's there to lead the kid? He looking at rappers. He want to be a TikTok star. She want to be a TikTok star.
It's summertime. It's summertime. There's free programs.
You think we need to get rid
here.
of these phones? Like, I be seeing our parents be like giving 2-year-olds like the newest iPhone. They're like, you're supposed to have it. Yeah. You think that we need to like remove the phones from our houses? Like implement. You know how like once you come in the house, no phones until.
I believe we just need to get more involved. Like my daughter watched some weird stuff.
We need awareness.
Yeah, my daughter watched some weird stuff that I am not like involved.
Watching other people play and stuff like that, right?
My son do that, but I did like tell myself, you know what, El, like sit down and watch it with her. You know what I'm saying? Even though you ain't interested, just see what's going on in her mind and why she. Because I be asking my son like, bro, why don't you just make a video of yourself playing these video games instead of watching these like these grown men do it, bro? You do it. So it's I wouldn't blame the phones because
rich.
I wouldn't even blame the phones because the phones can make you money, right? Yeah. I'm still trying to figure that myself, but the phones can make you money. But it's just what they are involved in. We just got to sit down with them and watch it, and not try to stir them the wrong way, but like start to implement different stuff, like not what we like, what holds their interest. Like
I feel like when COVID hit, and you know, a lot of people was you know, had to stay home. A lot of parents gave the phone to the kid, like, look, no school, no work. Here, take this phone, get out my face. And you know, welfare always gave us phones. But then they started giving us the new phones. They started giving us touchscreen tablets and all kind of shit. You get them free here. Now everybody.
They got no Obama phone no more.
Right, there's no more little small Obama phone. Now they got a Android. So you go ahead and give them it, and they got access to everything in the world. And I feel like once they did that, the influence, you know, they paid more influencers. Now, you know, Hollywood don't really care about like regular celebrities. Now they're pushing to make the influencers super rich, and
they got like an award show now for just influencers, I think, right?
Yeah,
or something like that. I wanted to ask you something because earlier you did say that you do cheerleading as well. So do you feel like do you ever keep them in like the same area, the girls and the boys? And I'm asking that because do you ever feel like these young girls have a bad influence on the young men? Because I'm not going to lie, I'm not going to just blame it on the young girls. I'm not going to blame it just on the young men. But, like, I know me and him discussed before, like, as a young kid, as a boy, you doing all this stuff to impress these women, you know, to impress the girls so you can get the baddest girls. Yep. So do you feel like that, you know, us allowing our daughters to come looking like they grown to these practices, to school, is having a negative impact on our boys, on our youth, on our community?
You can't tell these women how to tell their kids to dress.
Yeah, like, it's so disgusting. I'm a woman. I can speak on it.
I can speak for my program. This is something I did implement, like, because I'm a man at the end of the day. You feel what I'm saying? And if you out here as a grown woman with some tight shorts on, well, if I got a girlfriend, I'm going to look. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, you don't come like that, right? Just like I tell my coaches, you don't come like that. You can't tell parents what to do because they really just dropping their kids off. But you don't come like that.
Right.
So you can't ask, you don't want these little girls to come like that as well. You feel what I'm saying? Right. Just like with like slippers and stuff that you're not supposed to wear to practice.
Right.
Don't come out there with these little booty shorts on. Right. So every time I see a little girl, I'm like, if I can see your legs, your shorts is too small.
But why is it taking you to do that and not the parents? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Because 90% of the time, during football, I can't speak for basketball season because we don't do basketball too often, but during football season when it's hot, that's the main word, it's hot, right? Secondly, you know, as a woman, I want to put a tank top on, right? And then you know, as a single woman, it's some fellas out here. You know what I'm saying?
Looking for that attention.
Maybe I can get a little attention, and maybe you being depressed and all that stuff at home, you want that attention now. And as men, what we gonna give you? That attention, right? Even if we don't say nothing to you, it's that look. So when you get this look, the next practice, guess what you coming with now? Either some tight behind tights on, or you coming around with some little shorts. Is what y'all try to implement in my program. They don't come around like that. You feel what I'm saying? Because we got 11, 12, 13-year-old boys. Right. I was one of them before, right? So we're going to look at 12 years old, we're going to look at that little girl, and we're looking at your mama with that big old booty. You feel what I'm saying? So that's the problem.
That is the problem.
But when you say stuff like that, is why I said I don't like tell the parents this, but I tell my staff, how we look, how we present ourselves is very, very, very important. Now, if you were going to the beach, I understand that clearly. Right. I get it. That's how we rock out. Like we took the kids to the what's that? The rotunda to the pool, right? I don't expect you to come out here with some jeans on. You feel what I'm saying? Exactly. Like I don't even expect a parent to be over there with some shorts down to her knees. You're gonna wear your bikini. That's none of our business. But today is a day where we have fun, where you are allowed to dress like that, because what we doing? We getting in the water.
Let me tell you, I don't know if you know, but I am a rides tech. I fix roller coasters and rides, and we do water park at my job as well. And it's kids. It's a water park for mainly kids, you know what I'm saying? But the parents come and get on the rides with their kids. I get so furious when I see these women. They want to look so good, but they're bringing their children and other children there in these thong bikinis.
Yeah.
And I'm
That's
like,
a little bit too much.
It's too much. I'm like, these are kids. I've even had experiences where the parents is just letting their daughters just run topless in the water park. And I'm like, what is going on?
In the park?
Yes. I promise you.
I don't like the police, but I'm like, bro, y'all need to come make something happen, because I'm out. Like, as a man, I'm leaving. Like, I'm out of here.
And don't
wait, what ages is this?
This is what I'm saying.
Is this 1-year-old? Like
I'm out of here.
1-year-old?
Maybe like
2-year-olds?
4-year-olds and stuff like that. It's so disgusting.
That's crazy.
And I be looking
I'll close the park.
I'm not gonna lie, it's predominantly with the kids thing, it's predominantly white people. However, with the women coming, it's the black and brown women that's coming into the park and exposing their bodies to these kids, you know? And I'm like, I understand if you want to, wear a bathing suit like he said, but why you gotta come fully thong, you know what I'm saying, bikini.
A string.
Yeah, like what? We are in a park, and like you said, you a man, you gonna look. Even if you're not a man, a little boy gonna look like, that's where it start, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like we as
hormones
parents,
at 9, 10, 11 years old, them hormones is jumping. They hitting their boy like, yo, look over there. Like,
but because our parents are having us at such a young age, they still ain't all the way grown, and they still seeking that attention from every which way.
Look at this. They tried to crucify my platform when I started to speak on teen pregnancies. Well, I had my daughter at 14, and
I'm still good,
and
Mom.
she did good. My daughter's in college, and she's good. All right, I'm trying to tell these young girls to close their legs. Why is it so bad that I'm saying close your legs, find somebody that you actually love?
The parent didn't do a good job. The daughter made the right decision to go to college. Let's be clear.
Exactly.
Like, yeah, right.
You ain't do
the daughter used the mother as an example.
I don't want to be this way.
Even though you did a good job, you telling your daughter like that's okay.
It's okay.
And it's not okay. Yes, it was your story, it was your situation, and you made the best out of it. But understand, if you didn't have that child, how far you would have been able to achieve your goals.
Then that's the next excuse they got. Without my kid, I wouldn't have did this and that and that. I probably would have never. But I'm trying to get them to understand that y'all are the examples. Yes, we did it. It's done. Our kids not mistakes. I get it. But we got to let the kids of this generation know, let's wait. Because if I would have waited, I'd have been this much for her. But a lot of people nowadays, they just make excuses for it. And I'm like, I'm only trying to speak. They look at me like, oh, he think he's this. He think he's all that. He think he know it all. He da-da-da. It's just that I already took accountability for everything.
Trust me,
I took accountability for every last thing I done did.
I get criticized all the time because I say I don't agree with single parents. I'm one, and I still don't agree with it. You know, like
They're trying to crucify for that.
Yeah, I believe wholeheartedly that we should be promoting two-family homes. Honestly, me personally, I never seen it. You know, like I never really seen a stable marriage where I grew up. And I'm from the South where I've never seen it. Even in my mom been married before, but she's been married, you know, a few other times. I never seen a actual family, a solid family that stick together. And you know, maybe the father at work today, so the mom take the kids to the practice, and vice versa. Mom got to work tomorrow, so dad, you know, I never seen that.
It's
that
probably
teamwork.
one of those to every 100 people.
Yeah.
Probably not even that. And we know when you have kids young what happens. But it's like the whole neighborhood. Everybody had their kids at 16, 17, 18, 19. I don't really know too many people that had their kids over past 25 and actually came together or got married. You know, like how the book says we should wait, get married, and then make kids.
Never seen it.
I don't really see too many people that have done that.
Yeah.
Where they at? Where the examples at?
Now, I want to get on to you because you did say that you were married and stuff like that. Are you still married?
On paper.
Okay. But do you feel like having a relationship with your child's mom? I know you say you have one that hates you, but do you feel like having a relationship with your child's mom, a healthy one, also affects our children? Like seeing them, like, or do you think that it's okay to allow our children to see, okay, yeah, we're not together, but we still don't even know how to communicate?
I just believe, like, based off what I've seen and based off what I've dealt with myself, father or mother, you know, you don't know if your mom or dad home beating the other parent down. So I would just say, as a parent, play your part. Your child will never, like, not remember that. Like, your child will grow up to understand, like, well, daddy never did what you said. Like, well, mommy never, like, did. Because I'm not one to ever, like, badmouth my ex-girlfriend or ex-wife to my children. Right. You understand what I'm saying?
I agree.
Yeah.
And it backfired on me. You know what I'm saying? Because once my child got older, I did tell him the truth. It backfired, is what it is. You know, God will handle that situation, but I was never the one to like basically like I'm about to bash her out. Like I'm about to tell you what me and mom went through. Nah, you want to know as an adult, I will let you know. But for now, like my mom ain't do it to me. I'm not gonna do it to you. Like I wasn't taught that. I seen it. I seen it happen. I seen it happen within my family. But I'm not gonna move like that for my sake. Right. So even if you seen daddy struggling, I'm gonna let you know why daddy was struggling, right? I let my child know why daddy was struggling all these years. I had you young, bro. I ain't got no excuses for what I couldn't do for you, right? But I'm not the same man when I was 20. I'm not the same man today that I was when I was 25. I'm 39 now. You know, I know how to handle business. Like I can do things for you differently. Like we can talk, have these different conversations. But again, I don't think it's cool for even parents to even like
involve their children in grown folks' business.
Like I grew up where if adults was talking, you
go.
You
mind
couldn't
your
be in the
business
room.
Or you leave.
You can't say shit. You can't
now,
even budge in.
They giving them so much that they allowing them to talk back.
Right. It ain't even talk back. It's what I hear what you saying about my mother or I hear you saying about my dad. All you doing is like planting stuff in these children's head. You know what I'm saying?
Anger.
Like, right.
It's not fair.
No, I agree. Like for me personally, right? People always tell me like, oh, you need to tell your son the real about his father and stuff. I'm like, I do tell him. You know what I tell him? I say, you know what? Yeah, I'm pretty sure your dad love you. You know, maybe he just at this moment doesn't know how to be a dad.
Right.
But, you know, that doesn't mean that one day he won't. And I tell my son just like that, because why? Maybe, like you said, my son father I was 20 when I had my son, and he was 19. So, you know, maybe he just didn't understand how to be a father, but I don't want to ruin my son to where when he get older, he like, nah, I don't want to have a relationship. Because what about if his father change and he want to actually, be a part of his life as he get older?
Yeah,
right, even raising my daughter, I don't bad mouth her mom and none of that stuff.
Supposed
you know,
to.
when she might get mad and be like, well, she said she was gonna come and get me and she didn't. She's a lie. No, don't talk about don't talk about your mother like that.
Okay.
You know,
exactly.
you know things happen. You know, I tell her like, look. Even stuff happen, I might say next week I'm about to get this couple dollars, and we gonna go to the mall and stuff. Something might happen, I might not have it.
Yeah.
You know, things happen. So I always express her. I never let her, you know what I mean, take it there. Like, oh my God, she just. I don't let her disrespect her. I don't disrespect her mom. You know what I mean? And whatever she gotta learn, she'll learn when she get older.
Right.
Absolutely.
And she'll make she'll make her own decision, based on what she see versus me. Planting seeds like you shouldn't like it and all stuff. So yeah. And I had another question for you. My question was, how can I put this? I'm gonna say it like this: is young guys out there that feel like they have to get in the streets? I'm talking about under 18, because they feel like they have to. You know, I was just talking to a young brother. He said, stealing cars is the best job in the city.
Oh,
you know, and he said, bro, I get what you pushing out there and stuff like that, but some of us gotta eat. How else we gonna eat? Okay. And it's like they jumping in the streets trying to get money. I feel like they don't have to do all these things. You know what I mean? But how do you feel about this the topic? Like, some feel like they gotta get in the streets. They have to. They don't got no other way to eat.
I've experienced that. I've had to go get a child myself. You know, out of jail, not by myself, but I had to go get a child for the same reason. And I had to let mom know, I said, I gotta keep it real with you, you know what I'm saying? Yo, $10,000 a car, that's a lot of money, you know what I'm saying? I said, but think about like this, he's not selling drugs, we gotta get him out of this car thing, right? Mm-hmm. But he's not selling drugs. That's basically the new way of getting money. But right here's my thing, right?
We listening, please clean up.
Who is offering this stuff, right? How like if we can't say this kid, like of course this snitching thing is big, but
then who's the person that's giving him the $10,000?
Ain't no 17-year-old giving him this, right? It's these. I'm not even gonna say it's the dudes that's on Instagram and Facebook, but it's these dudes out here like, yo, you ain't gonna go to jail. Just like they told me when I was young. Yo, you 15. Yo, you 16. I won't come get you. You know what I'm saying? That's what's being instilled in them. And the same jokers that's doing that is the same jokers that actually didn't pull in work out here. So you got the ones that wanted to put in work, who was just pushed to the side, or they ain't go to jail, they ain't get experience none of the jail stuff, or getting shot and all this stuff. Them the homies that's in charge now, who's pushing these little jokers, like, bro, go do this, bro, go do that. And you out here selling drugs because you still ain't never been to jail before. Or you went to jail 1 night, 2 nights, but you pushing these little jokers to get these cars, so it's more of not the parent, it's the dudes 21, 22, from 21 to about 28,
what
20.
What did she supposed to do? A mom, she come out her son room and she see $10,000, and he tell her like, "Look, mom, I'm getting these cars. I gotta do what I gotta do."
Well, what about she
I just paid your rent
because she couldn't afford? They was about to get evicted. Now he just threw $10,000 on the table. What do you tell the youth, or what do you tell that mother? I'm sorry.
There's
a lot of energy in that. Like, this is money coming. But nah, seriously,
that's kind of hard, because like if you living like on a set like payment where your rent like $200, $300, you saying $10,000, it's like, all right, do I let my child continue to do this, or do I find somebody like you to get, you know what I'm saying, a mentor to get my child out of this? Because there's only 2 things that's gonna happen. You gonna die
Or go to jail.
or you gonna go to jail. Like, forget the gang banging. You can die and go to jail with these cars, right? I literally went to go get somebody out of jail, and the other two was dead.
Because he crashed.
And he still
Out there doing
ain't get it. Like, I ain't gonna say out there because I ain't gonna give him away, but he ain't get it. Like, it's like, do you understand? I'm telling his mother, I said, yo, I'm telling you now. I hope. I said, but I'm telling you now, he's gonna do it again. Like,
Miss Reese said the kid likely sees that as the only option, especially if his home is not stable and he doesn't have any other positive options being offered or presented, so they can go another direction. But this about to sound crazy. If your mother, like, some of us had to eat the noodles. We had to make the turkey and cheese sandwiches to eat. So if you doing it to get food or some clothes, you could wait on the clothes. You can eat what's in the house, go to school, and become something in life instead of risking your freedom to get money to buy clothes and food.
But I think also our youth are going out there because they're seeing these parents struggle. You know, I'm going to be honest with you. I get disappointed. Where I work, I'm a tech, you know, so I'm making a nice amount of money. However, you know, they usually hire operators who are children, like 16, whatever. I get so disappointed when I see grown people in their 50s making only $15 an hour. And then, you know, they over there interacting with them kids like they kids too. So what I'm trying to say is, if we don't show our youth that we can make it, how the hell are we supposed to tell them that they can?
it's called poverty mindset. Period.
Exactly. So then, when that child comes and be like, "Hey, I got that $10,000," the parent's not gonna be like, "Oh, yeah, don't go back out and do it. Just be careful this time." Like, what?
Like I said, it's summertime. Your kid, 7 to 14, you having all these problems with your kid. There is free programs like out here, like to keep them busy all day.
I was gonna say that too.
Yeah.
I remember when I was I feel like everybody struggled at one point. When my family really struggled,
Absolutely.
I joined these programs so that I could have a meal. So that I could have somewhere,
Twice a day, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not sitting here to say my mother couldn't feed us, but she was at work, and I also wanted to get involved, and I knew that I could get free food. Like I was fat.
Then you get to meet people. You
Yeah.
get new friends every day. You get to hang out, whether you get involved or not. You get to hang out. Even if you're a little girl, you get to act grown. If you're a little boy, you get to go out there and curse. You know what I'm saying? Like, not to encourage you, but it is what it is. That's the type of fun that is fun for these kids at that age. So you got a choice, I would say, during the summer when school start. I mean, you got to strap your belt and make it happen for your children. Like, but then again, you got this child who's watching mom or dad suffer, right? So it's already in their mind, that poverty mindset. But some of them is like, no, you know what? I'm never gonna be like that. So I'm gonna get my mom out of here. But you got the poverty mindset kids to where when mom move up out this townhouse, guess who's gonna get the townhouse?
Me. Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna want to play, $1,500 to $200 a month. So I can get me a job, I can get me a car. State ain't gonna say nothing. The city ain't gonna say nothing because the city's still involved with whatever they got going on. So it's just like it's like crabs in the barrel. My mom did it, my grandma did it, my great grandma did it, and I got this townhouse now. So it's like 4 decades of living in this same doggone building.
Okay, and they're gonna stay there. That Section 8 get passed down.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say this. I wanted to go back on this. It's fucked up, and excuse my language. It's messed up because you got social media promoting how to steal a car. So even for the
boys and
Wow.
stuff,
yeah,
right?
even the kids that's just want to be bad. You know what I mean? Because I even went through it when I was a kid, want to check
You can
cars and
literally
stuff
look
like
up
that.
how to steal
You
a
know what I
car.
mean? You just had that one friend that knew how to get a car going.
Right.
But now
You can
could just go on your phone and find out how to get a car. You know what I mean? With a USB cord.
That's
So
wild.
They made it so
I
much
did see
easier.
that. Yeah,
So
I
now
did see that.
it's so easy for them to do it, even if they're not even trying to cash the car in. They doing it for fun. I ain't got my driver's license. I want to drive a car, man. Let's go out there and get one, man. We both have cars.
I know somebody who said, "Oh, my parents ain't never have no driver's license, so what I'm getting one for?"
Yeah, there's a lot of those kids too.
Like what?
So that's
crazy.
the tricky part. I feel like we have it in the community. I feel like a lot of young brothers are either, you know what I mean, trying to be this tough game banger guy, or you got these young girls that's thinking that's attractive and they making babies, and it's continuing the cycle in our community. It's just continuing the cycle. Will the cycle ever break? Will we ever break this cycle? Like, what do we got to do to break the cycle?
We like I said, we can start with us in this room, and like you said, like I said earlier, it's about not trying to. Well, we don't think like that, but it's that other brother or that other sister, like, you know what, kid, probably out there doing this, that, and the third, instead of saying, you know what, let me get involved. You know what I'm saying? Because if you love a child, like I tell these kids now, I don't get paid to come out here and coach you, man. Like, my job is to help you. Like, I'm out here because I love you. Like, I can go to high school, I can get my stuff together and go to college because I know that, but I would rather deal with you, right? Deal with all the nonsense of people saying I steal or I done did this or this one, sleeping with this one. I'm out here because I love you. You know what I'm saying? I love what I do. I want to do this for you. It's not about my blessing coming. It's because I love you. Like, when I see you walk out here at 7 years old and I see you go to high school and be the freaking best running back in the state 2 years ago, I don't even looking for no thank you. I just get to tell the kids, like, yo, I coached that kid. You know what I'm saying?
But do you think that, like, all right, so you over there encouraging them. They on the field encouraging. Then when they go back home and they got to deal with
Angry
not being able to
mother,
eat,
all
ain't right,
kind of
seeing
dumb
the drunk parents, seeing the abuse, I feel like it messes them up. It confuses them. And then, okay, yeah, Coach L teaching me how to, you know, stop being angry, how to be in a better position, how to want more. But then I ain't got to live with Coach L. I got to live with, these people. What do we do? What do we do? Like, do we speak up? Do we speak up and try to get our children out of those houses? Like, what do we do?
Yeah, that's a tricky one because then, you know, the parents would be like, oh, you working against us. So I
Right.
don't know if we could trust you.
Right.
And then let's say the kids do start speaking up. You know, most kids don't speak what's going on in their household. But what if they start speaking up?
Or some of them, honestly, had those kids just so they could get an extra welfare check.
Oh,
Yeah.
whoa.
Yeah.
You about to make me run up out of here.
Yeah, no.
You ain't lying.
100%.
You
You know how
ain't
many?
lying.
You know how many people told me, "Oh yeah, the grandmother made the young one had a kid because she was gonna claim her or put her on her food stamps and all that stuff." Oh yeah, go ahead, tie that man down so you can get that, so we can go and get this assistance.
And then don't give nothing to the child. The food, they got to eat the leftover food that you got. You get to go and spend that cash assistance
You know how
that you
many
got
people
at
was born out of that?
Yeah.
That's that child that grew up, man or woman, done murdered somebody, kidnapped somebody, molested somebody. That's that child. Like, let them tell you their story of, and you'll be sitting there like in awe. That's why people like us take our time and not get paid to do it out of love. Like, you can't save them all. If you save one, like, I'm good. Like I said, I've seen a kid who this kid struggled. Like, you know what I'm saying? This kid very, very, very much struggled. I see him out here today driving, he got a job. I'm saying to myself, I'm so proud of you. Like, I seen a kid who have older brothers, the middle child, mom ain't had that much, mom loved us to death. I get all thank you now. This kid on his way to college. So I hit my coach, bro, look. You know what I'm saying? Like, we did that. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got to be on Instagram and social media shouting them out. But just know we did that, bro. Our program that we started, we did that.
Let me ask y'all your opinion on this. Do you think that we should start celebrating the youth accomplishment in terms of staying out of the streets? Like, should we reward them? Like, should we have functions, like events, maybe every month, where we are celebrating, like, you know how you said the kid was in trouble, and now you happy that you got to see him doing better. We need to celebrate these children that are fighting. to not be a statistic.
Yeah, we just had a cookout. Shout out to my vice president. We came up with an idea. You know, we got all these parents hitting our band app saying, "Oh, honor roll here, honor roll here, honor roll here." We said, you know what? Yo, let's throw them a cookout. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna use some of the organization money. All hot dogs, hamburgers, food, everything free.
But yeah, not just honor roll though. I mean, like, let's celebrate those youth that are put into those positions to become gang members and stuff like that, and that's fighting. Maybe they don't have the best grades because they're not getting taught. You know what I'm saying? Home.
I mean, long as you went to the next grade, you were invited. Like even if I opened up the door to say, all right, this is for every kid, because I'm always like trying to help each other. I recently stopped trying to help these other organizations. I'll be honest. Because it's like I try to get with you to do this because you got 150 over here or 300 kids over here. I got 300 over here. Let's do this together. Right. You know what I'm saying? But you knock me out, right? Take my idea and you go do it. This is why I say, you know what? I'm gonna stop venting on Facebook about what the city not doing for me or what the city should do, and just start doing stuff, right? But you still got these people that, oh, well, they probably stealing the money. You don't realize all this stuff was free? Like, this stuff was free. This stuff came out of my pocket. You know what I'm saying? Me and a few of my stuff. This stuff came out of my pocket, not just to be seen. These kids will remember, yo, my third grade year when I went to the fourth grade, you only went to the fourth grade? Yeah. They still threw a cookout for me. You know what I'm saying? So all we ask is, like, when you get older, we don't want to thank you, just go proceed. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to make it to the league. Just proceed with your life. I'm watching. Like, I've got kids, like I said, that's out of college already, who's grown men, grown women. I see you. So they hit me every now and then. Thank you, Coach L. It's all good. You know what I'm saying?
And I was going to say also, two things I wanted to say. What I was going to say. I want to do like a giveaway. Because, you know, I got a check for doing, you know what I mean, what I'm doing for the youth, not only just mentoring, just doing everything I'm doing. So I wanted to take some of that and do a giveaway, but I couldn't come up with not just a dollar amount. I wanted to give like $250 to a kid that's doing something. I just couldn't figure out what the idea should be, but I want to encourage them, like, look, every 2 months I'm going to do something like this. Like, even with the mentoring, you know, I got my nonprofit. So whenever a child showed me, look, I stopped smoking.
Or maybe we could start giving
I would reward them. You know what I mean? The young guy, he stopped smoking. We went a month. We was doing a drug test, whatever. He wanted to go to the mall. I took him to the mall, spend a couple $100 on him. Like, I want to be able to show him, like, look, I care about you, bro. I just want you to stop doing these things. But, yeah, I wanted to think of some type of giveaway to just show the world, like, look, we care, we don't got that much, but look, we about to reward him for doing whatever it is.
I even told him I'll take them to ride the roller coasters, you know, do the things, keep them active. I do think maybe we should come up with like a community service paper. You know how we used to have to go around before graduation and do community service and sign off? Maybe we should start getting those, you know, kids to sign off on the things that they doing so that we could keep, you know, track of, you know, their progress.
And I want to say also, like, I used to work for a program. I'm not going to say what it was, but, you know, it was for, like, young brothers that was, you know, got in trouble with the courts, and then they had to do their program, get out the program. They don't have no record or whatever. So one of the young brothers, he hit me up recently. He became a firefighter, you know, and just seeing how he was.
To where he at now.
Wanted to fight everybody, you know what I mean? Escape from the program and all kind of shit to becoming a firefighter was just like, yo, that's crazy. He actually did what he was supposed to do, and that felt good. You know what I mean? So I know what you mean when you say you kind of was part of that molding, and that makes me feel good as well. It's like, all right, I was a part of that. Imagine if I wasn't there to hear him out. You know, I just let them talk, let them pop their shit, play fight with them and all kind of shit.
I want to thank you for being that, you know, that male figure, just like Kid Problem, that is influencing them in the correct way. So I thank you personally, if no one else does.
And before we get out of here, because I think we got like 2 minutes left, just, you know, just wrap it up for us. Give us your socials.
The social. I want.
No. You silly. Nah, we ain't gonna get the social unless you want to tell us. What was it? But nah, I'm playing. Yeah, just give us your social media accounts. How the people can find you, and you know.
You all can find me on. I got a few. My nonprofit organization was my sports team and cheerleading organization is Pushing for Greatness. Steelers. You can find us on Facebook. Also, my personal is Coach underscore Elbadiah, ELBIDAYA. My personal training page is Pushing for Greatness Training, and that's pretty much
Where
it.
can we find you in person?
Coach, what you mean? What park?
Yeah.
We're at,
She wanna.
we're located
Where
at
can find you? We ain't got social media.
in Newark, Westside Park. That's our home. That's our home field. That's where we practice at. Monday 5 to 7:15. Sorry. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Our season will be starting next month. Again, I do have an all-star program, which you can find us on Pushing for Greatness All-Stars, where we done took the kids to North Carolina. We done took them to Florida to the IMG high school, which I mean, that experience was amazing, right? The kids loved it. We took them down to Delaware. So I've been doing a lot. I don't ask for much, for just the kids to show up, the parents participate. You know, us in the city of Newark, East Orange, New York, wherever, but mainly Newark. Just come together as one so we can make this happen together.
Let's donate.
All right, and we are out of here.
Yay.
Thank
Good
you
job,
very much.
everybody.
Let's get these.
She got her own bed, she know that she bad. She got her own bed, I need that. I need that. I need that. She know that she bad. She got her own bed. She know that she bad. She got her own bed. I need that. I need that. Look, how you doing? What's your name? Hold up. Are you single? Any kids? What's up? Give you love, friendship, and trust. I know this all sound like a lot, but what? I do what I feel is right. Open to listen, I don't wanna fight. Keep it real with me when I get touchy. Right by the side, we gon' pop shit. I don't cheat, I don't lie, that's that. Looking good, you a meal, you a snack. Would you ride if I let off the strap? All these questions I just had to ask. No wines, no backtracks.